with performance enhancement, I would say there is no reason to be taking pre-workout before every single workout. You shouldn't use it all the time. That is what we're going to be talking about in this episode. So this is February of 2023. That means that I've been lifting weights for over 33 years. Yes, I am that old. I suspect that some of you watching or listening to this weren't even born when I started lifting weights. That's how old I am. I started lifting weights to recover from an injury that I sustained in gym class in junior high school, quickly fell in love with it, and still love it to this day. And it's quite simple. Because of this passion that I have for lifting, I don't require exogenous stimulants such as found in pre-workout supplements in order to have an effective workout. It's not the same, but in my mind it's similar to needing music when you work out. Sure, I listen to music when I work out sometimes. I listen to hip hop, rap, heavy metal, classic rock. And there are times where I listen to podcasts when I work out, but the majority of the time I don't listen to anything. It's just me, my thoughts, and the weights. So when I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about, gathering my thoughts, two questions came to mind, like questions that I assume that you all would have. First one is, well, Howard, if you don't require a pre-workout, why do you sell a pre-workout? Second question is, if you don't require a pre-workout, why do you use it then? I've said multiple times on this podcast, on social media, that I use pre-workouts. What's up with that? So the first question, why do I sell it? So here is a bottle of SMB Pre-Workout, aka SMB Pre. It is available on SMBnutrition.com. I guess it's an advisory warning, upcoming plug. It is available on SMBnutrition.com. There's also coupon codes, folks. HAHOMES, HAHOMES, and SHAO Fitness, SHAO Fitness. Either one of those codes will get you 10% off your order. Details in the description of the show. This took me over a year to develop, so I'll put it up to the camera. I think I got it right, yeah. Supplement facts. Those are the supplement facts of the product. There's 6 active ingredients in it. They're not exclusive to SMB Pre-Workout. There's a myriad of pre-workouts that use one or a combination of those active ingredients. However, like I said, it took me over a year to formulate it, doing the research, etc. I put these ingredients in this combination with the particular dosage for each to focus on 3 areas that I know will help people to take their workout to the next level. It's the tagline I use often: take your workout to the next level. Use SMB Pre. But the pre-workout, SMB pre-workout, any pre-workout, in my opinion, is a tool. Howard's Blend plant-based protein powder is a tool. I have right now at least 4 other products that my goal is to formulate and produce those in the future. They're a tool. They're a tool because I mentioned in the previous episode, it's called 3 Reasons to Take Supplements. I mentioned that episode that pre-workouts fall into the performance enhancement category. That's the 3rd reason to take supplements, for performance enhancement. It has no direct health benefit, pre-workout supplements. What I mean by that is I take fish oil every day. I know that if I take fish oil, it's going to raise my HDL cholesterol, which is the good cholesterol. So I have a direct health benefit from that. With a pre-workout, and I've mentioned this before, it'll help you work out harder, maybe work out longer. And by working out, then you get the health benefit. It's still beneficial overall, but it's not a direct health benefit. My point is, it goes back to this is a performance enhancement. It is a tool. Howard's Blend plant-based protein powder. It is a tool. You don't need to take the protein powder. You can get enough protein by eating food. It is a tool to help you. In this case, with SMB Nutrition, it is a tool or tools, in this case because there's 2 supplements, to help people become better versions of themselves in spirit, mind, and body. The SMB of SMB Nutrition. So it's ultimately to help people and also to make money, because I need to make money in order to produce the products to help people. That's why I make it. That's number 1. Number 2, using them. My goal with pre-workout supplements is to use them strategically. Now, I don't always do that. I will use pre-workouts out of habit, even to this day, which I'll talk about later in the episode. But the goal is to use them strategically. So a couple of examples. Go to the gym and I want to use intensity techniques. So one intensity technique would be to take my muscles beyond momentary muscular failure. So what's momentary muscular failure? Well, for me, momentary muscular failure is I'm unable to do another rep with good form. Well, how do I know when I'm going to be unable to do another rep with good form? Well, that's 33 years of experience lifting weights. That's how I know. I know the signs that my body gives me when it's like, Howard, you ain't doing another rep with good form. So we'll take a dumbbell curl, dumbbell bicep curl. Everybody knows what a bicep curl is, even if you don't lift weights. So if I do 8 reps and I know that number 9, I'm going to have to break form in order to complete the rep. My breaking form, I could be having to swing the weight up to use momentum or really leaning over, just really, I don't want to avoid using curse word, really bad form in order to get the weight up. Well, at number 8, I wouldn't do, or I should say number 9, number 8 do the full rep. Then number 9, I wouldn't do a full rep. So the dumbbell's down by my legs, then curl it up to my face. I would do a half rep, for example. So I would take it to where the dumbbell in my arm forms a 90-degree angle and do the half reps until I can't do another rep with good form. That's an intensity technique, one example, taking my muscles beyond momentary muscular failure. There's a number of them I can use, intensity techniques that is. But if I'm going to use several of those in a workout, that's an example of when I would use a pre-workout prior to the session. Because I know, again, through 33 years of experience, that if I don't use a pre-workout and I'm going to incorporate a lot of intensity techniques, then about 2/3 of the way through the workout, my energy is going to go down. And so that last third of the workout, it's not going to be up to my standards. Okay? And again, that's 33 years of experience. I mean, I used the original Ultimate Orange back in the day when it had, caffeine, and even used ephedra. Now it's banned, but it had ephedra in it. So all you people out there know about the OG, old school Ultimate Orange. So that's just one example, and that's the reason why I use it, because it helps keep my energy up when I'm using these intensity techniques. But the intensity techniques, again, that's just one example. There's other examples. I don't do that every time. Right? I wouldn't want to do that every time, because then that can lead to overtraining, and I can overtrain very easily. So I don't use those every single time. Another example of when I would use a pre-workout before A training session, strategically again, and this is unplanned, would be if I'm sick, if I'm not feeling well. I have allergies. I live in Texas. In the fall and in the spring, allergies can knock me on my rear end. And my back muscles are all tight. I get achy. It's hard to breathe because I'm all congested. My eyes are watering. I'm sneezing. Headaches. It's not really conducive to a good workout. But if I take a pre-workout, if I'm really determined I want to get a workout in that day, and I take a pre-workout with stimulants, it keeps that energy in check, so I'm able to get through the workout. At least, well, I still feel like I'm gonna pass out because I'm sick, but I'm able to at least get through the workout. All right, so those are just a couple of examples. Again, there's a number of examples and reasons I would use it strategically, but those are just two examples. So that's the second question. That's the reason why I use a pre-workout. I try not to make it a habit, but again, I'm a hypocrite, and which again I'll talk about later in the episode. So the opening clip to this show, that was from the previous episode, 3 Reasons to Take Supplements. And I mentioned that to me, if you are working out 6 days a week, let's say, and you have to take a pre-workout for every one of those sessions, to me, that's not right. Something is wrong. Now, as I say, to me, that's my opinion. The show's called Howard's Blend. This is my opinion. I'm sure there are people out there that take a pre-workout every day, or they use it 6 days a week if they work out 6 days a week, and have no problems at all. That works for you. Hey, don't fix what ain't broken. This is my opinion because, again, this is 33 years of experience, but if somebody out there, if you ask me a question, if you have hey, Howard, I have SMB Pre-Workout. First of all, thank you very much for your purchase. Yeah, I want to know how to use it. I'm not sure how to use it. Or if you have another pre-workout and I'm not really sure how to use it. You ask me for advice, this is what I'm going to tell you. More than likely what I'm going to tell you. Everybody's different, but more than likely I'm going to tell you something on the lines of this. Not medical advice. I do not give medical advice. I'm not a medical professional. But I would more likely tell you, do not use it for every single workout. The reason why I say that is, again, my personal experience. I've mentioned it before that now would be at least 6 years ago, probably longer than that. I was using at least two servings a day just to get through my work shift, just so I can get through my job. I was using 2 to 3 servings of pre-workout. Now, it was pre-workout because I can't stand the taste of coffee. I hate the taste of coffee. So I like pre-workout. I like the fruit punch or the orange flavor, or blue raspberry, whatever the different flavors are. I like it, so that's why I used it. But I didn't have to use it every day. I mentioned it before that supplements are not a replacement for a change in lifestyle. I remember how I felt back then, at least 6 years ago, and I knew I wasn't optimizing my lifestyle. Right? I was using the pre-workouts as a crutch. I didn't optimize my sleep. I would regularly get off of work, and I worked second shift, so I would get off of work around 11 o'clock at night, and I would stay late at work to do more work, to help other people, help my coworkers out with their problems, which is a moral thing to do. I mean, helping other people out. But it wasn't doing me any help. I was shortchanging myself because I wasn't getting enough sleep. I was staying late. So when I wake up the next day, I'm tired, and then I need to take pre-workout to wake up. For about a year and a quarter, something like that, I would go to the club after work. About 2 days out of my work week, I would go to the club after work. Well, the club didn't close till 2 in the morning, so I'm not getting home till close to 3 in the morning. Again, sleeping late. I would also go into work early in case people needed help or just to see what was going on. So now I'm not getting enough sleep. I'm not getting enough quality sleep, and then I need the pre-workout to wake me up. So I wasn't optimizing my sleep. I wasn't optimizing my nutrition either. I knew I wasn't getting enough macronutrients. I wasn't getting enough high quality protein, some good fibrous carbs, like oatmeal's got fiber in it, sweet potatoes, etc. Not junky carbs, not like sugary carbs, processed carbs. I wasn't getting enough healthy fats. I was eating nuts, raw nuts and stuff to get some of those healthy fats, but wasn't getting enough like omega 3s, for example, some good fish and such. I wasn't getting enough micronutrients, so not enough vitamins and minerals. Well, those are the raw materials my body needs in order to recover and function properly. So now I'm not getting enough sleep. I'm not eating enough. Well, I'd also go work out too. So now I'm just really draining the battery. Now I'm consuming more energy by working out when I'm not eating enough and not sleeping enough. So I'm burning the candle at both ends. It's no wonder why I felt like I needed the pre-workout before work, because my life outside of work was just all messed up. There's a fourth reason. So we have sleep, nutrition, and then workout or not working out optimally. The fourth reason was emotional. I was going through a lot of emotional issues then, mental issues then, and I didn't know how to deal with it. Well, I really should say that the only way I knew how to deal with it was to avoid it. And by avoiding it, it was working late. Because if I went home, then it's just me and my thoughts. And then I would start getting anxious and depressed, thinking about all these emotional issues that I had, all this stuff going on personally in my life. So I dealt with it by not dealing with it, by working late, because then I didn't think about it. I was busy at work. By going to the club, because I didn't have to think about it. I was at the club. And then so the pre-workout really enabled me to do that, because now if I had to wake up to go to work to avoid dealing with these personal issues that I had, I could take pre-workout. But then of course it wore off. That's why I would take at least 2 servings and then more, and it would add up. I would take that in order to facilitate or give me the ability to work late. I should say it that way. Yeah, so I didn't know how to deal with those issues. As Harmony, the bliss broker Garcia, would say, sit in the pain. Don't try to mask it or avoid dealing with it, which is what I was doing at the time. So it's really like that fourfold. And so I'm big on this, like not taking a pre-workout before every single workout, and really don't take it just for your everyday activities. Because I don't want the same thing to happen to you all. Again, this is just my experience. I'm sure there's people out there like, I do that all the time and I have no problem. Hey, cool. What works, again, don't fix what ain't broken. But I'm saying this because somebody out there might say, oh, well, Howard, I never thought about it that way. I see that something I'm doing is similar to what you did. Thank you. Well, you're welcome. But that's the whole point, is that I'm bringing this out here because maybe this is one way that you haven't thought about it. Because, it was an addiction. And I ended up quitting cold turkey for a time there, just completely getting off of pre-workouts. So that's why I'm big on that. So I'm going to wrap this episode up with talking about the hypocrisy that I mentioned. So, to this day, I use pre-workouts non-strategically, because that's the word I used before. It's old habits are hard to break. And I find myself, if I start work and I'm a little bit tired, sometimes I'll start reaching for the pre-workout because, I need to get some energy. And I just really need to focus on being mindful of what I'm doing every day. I talk about that so many times, being mindful of my actions, because it's habit. I'll find myself just mindlessly reaching for it, thinking, oh, I need some energy, when going back to what I said, okay, Howard, wait a second. I have to ask myself this. Wait a second. do you really need this right now? Or is it because you're staying up late, whether it's to work on projects like for the supplement company, etc., or if it's just I'm watching too much TV? Maybe I need to change. Maybe I need to change your schedule, and then so you're not watching TV at night, or you're not working on your projects at night. And I know it's easier said than done because I have a kid and everything like that. But the point of this is that I am a hypocrite. I find myself using it when I really shouldn't use it based on what I just said in this episode, that I shouldn't use it every day. But it's a it's a journey, and I'm my goal is I'm improving every day. So really just focus on me being mindful. And then when I find myself reaching for it, again, asking myself, do you really, really need that, Howard? Or is it the old habits coming back? So that's it, folks. Got nothing else to say. If you are looking to take your workout to the next level, head on over to smbnutrition.com and pick you up some SMB Pre-Workout, aka SMB Pre. Coupon codes HA Homes or Shao Fitness will get you 10% off. It'll be in the description of the episode. If you have any comments, questions, whether you agree or disagree, let's get the conversation started. You can comment on this episode, put a comment in here, or look in the description of the episode. There'll be my contact details. Hey, this is my opinion on it, but if you have a persuasive argument against what I said, I'm more than happy to change my mind with a good argument. So let's get the convo started on it. If you enjoy the episode, you're enjoying what I put out, please like, subscribe, all that stuff. Share, that's the big one. Almost forgot that one. Share, share, share. Share it with people you think might benefit from it. With that, thanks again for watching or listening to this episode of Howard's Blend. And until next time, do I really need to take the pre-workout? Be mindful. Adios.